bike is just smooth like butter. I don't know what that is, but it hits you in your chest. What's up, guys? This is Burton Hughes. We're back here at Texas Superbikes. We're going to talk about the R1M today. I dropped it off this week. We added a few more carbon pieces. We're going to do a detailed overview, and then stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be doing a point of view ride home. So let's go inside and see what Alex has for us. All right, so we're inside. We're going to talk about this R1M. We got Alex, owner of Texas Superbikes. What's up, my brother? So similar to like the CBR with this one, is a long, extremely long list of upgrades. So we're gonna go through it. We've continually just added more parts. This week, the most recent updates are the factory winglets and the carbon fiber belly pan. So Alex, I'm gonna turn it over to you. My boy knows all the technicalities. I know big picture. He can get down into the actual numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hand it off to you, my brother. So let's start from the front, go to the back like we did with the CBR, and go from there.
Cool. All right, so just like the CBR, back to the Rizomas. Got mirrors on the front.
Yeah,
As you'll see them kind of progress through all of the bikes. The bike already comes, for the most part, fully carbon bodywork. Now we have, obviously, the Yamaha race team specific winglets, which are supposed to supply better downforce, better on the track.
More functional,
just more functionality versus some of the others on the market that might be more aesthetics, which I actually like these and the way they kind of present themselves.
So I feel like we got form and function on this.
We've got a windscreen, obviously, get a little bit of more aerodynamic with that. Okay, so talking about, we got lever guards, obviously.
The Bonamici Racing lever guards,
Also the same thing with the levers themselves. We got just normal, crash protection.
Light Tech axle sliders.
Yeah, the axle sliders. Wheels, I think originally are they're blue, right?
Yeah. So I had them painted. I had them powder coated gloss black. I know people love them, but I forgot about that. But
we got
I like gloss black wheels a little better.
Trim pieces by the handlebars on the inside here, which kind of we got frame covers. Let's see. We also got hoses, all Samco hoses.
Yeah,
all the way
Samco
across.
hoses. We did those in blue. Helps with cooling. Also ties in the blue a little bit too. A little bit of form and function on that as well. Biggest downside to the R1 is the braking system. I mean, like you got a $30,000 motorcycle with like, I don't even know what the factory braking system were, but like it needed it. So that was the most recent major upgrade that we did was the Brembos. They're beautiful too. They're nickel plated. I mean, they look amazing.
So the nickel plate. I believe these are GP4RXs, and with that also upgraded master cylinder, which is an RCS 19.
Yeah.
And with that, again, a lot of people, they go and they want to do upgrade master cylinders. With you upgrade something like this, a bigger caliper, bigger piston size, you want to upgrade your master cylinder.
To the 19.
In this case, to the 19.
Okay.
Correct.
Because there's a 17 and a 19.
Yes. 17 would be a great match for somebody running stock calipers, stock system, just because the feel, you get more braking, more braking. But when you upgrade and get bigger pistons, you're going to need to upgrade also your master to get a better feel.
And that's why we chose a 19.
And if you want to show them kind of the travel of, just kind of what you get more travel here.
You have a more progressive pull. So when you're on the track.
It's better feedback.
Yeah, way more feedback. And then also video that dropped recently from the track day is trail braking. You just more feel, and then it just makes for just a better feel and better for the
With that also, we put Friend Tubo carbon braided lines, which are going to help with the big thing. That's actually one of probably the bigger ones, is helping with the expansion of brake fluid when it gets really hot.
Yeah.
Especially out here in Texas, you got some really 100-degree days, on the track. Like
and then on track it's even hotter,
Yeah. So that'll help. We use Moto's RBF 660, or they have a new one, I think it's 700 or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the kind of fluid we use as well whenever we do this kind of setup.
Upgraded the Domino grips.
Yep,
typically.
Grips. Yeah. We got a keyless gas cap. It's kind of super convenient. That's carbon as well. That's
a must on all bikes. Yeah. It's just annoying with the key and all that. Yeah. So
we got a aftermarket Cordona shifter that just a lot smoother, more up and down. Kill times are better. And
we're talking fractions of a second.
Yeah.
I don't even know exactly what the numbers are.
Light Tech rear sets.
Yep, of course, rear sets going across pretty much all my bikes. Those I gotta have.
We got a 520 kit as well, chain and sprocket kit for lighter. Again, we talked about it with the CBR. Less rotating mass, and then it allows you to change your gearing based on, feedback that you need per either track. It could even be your normal, just daily driver. If you need to get in and out of traffic faster, you're gonna want something to gear a little taller.
Yeah.
Shorter, I'm sorry. But
I know it drives Alex crazy, but the carbon fiber engine covers, you always have to modify them because they always leak. I was getting oil leaks all the time, and he's like, listen, you don't understand. And I don't understand. I was just like, why would they leak? Well, he's having to go in and basically create like an actual backing for them. They look great, but my God, we've had oil leaks like crazy with these. I think one of the Fast Lane D videos, we had an oil leak going everywhere. It was just because there was nothing for the actual cover to bite onto. As far as the rear master cylinder, I know we upgraded that.
So the rear master
that's a
cylinder
gale
also
speed.
got updated to a gale speed, which again, the reason for that is the bigger Brembo underslug caliper that we did, so it matches it up better. Same piston to piston to make sure you get better feel on the rear. Some people use a lot of rear, some people don't. It just depends. I think the faster you get on the track, the more you kind of start tapping on rear a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just starting that. I'm usually pulling the front, but this past weekend, as I'm getting more comfortable, I'm starting to find that I'm doing a little tap tap.
And with that as well is, with an underslug bracket, you actually get less drag.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
It's less drag because the wheel's kind of sitting.
Oh yeah,
sits easier. Same thing on the M1000s. You notice it. It's a lot easier to also change the tires. On this bike specific, if you've changed R1s, you know that it's kind of a pain to get this thing in and out of. So it helps a lot with that as well. Being an underslug, it sits. It's easier to rotate, easier to adjust a little bit.
Then we had the ultralight rotor.
Ultralight rotor, Light Tech
chain adjusters, Light Tech axle slider again.
Axle sliders again. A full titanium Akrapovic exhaust. DNA air filter.
Yep.
Didn't do any stacks on this one.
I couldn't remember if we did stacks or anything with that. Did we do anything with the airbox?
Just the filter. On a lot of these R1s, from what we've feedback that I've gotten from race teams is, if the head's not ported, if the head's not built, the stacks don't really do much.
Yeah.
On this particular one, and it's just an engine.
Looks like we got maybe some more things to add, huh? Take my money, Alex.
Differences between normal R1M and this one. We got full Olin suspension, electronic suspension all the way around. So that is one of the big things. The full carbon bodywork, obviously you see across the whole bike. We got the GPS. What is that? The GPS, yeah, the transponder.
Yeah, I've never used it, so I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It has the whole undertail's carbon fiber now,
whole full undertail,
and then the seat backing's carbon. Again, this is not necessary. It's just
aesthetics.
I'm allergic to the flat black plastic, so I got to have the carbon. I think that covers a lot of it, right? Yeah. I think a lot of it was just talking about the numbers, because a lot of questions that I get is like with the ZX10, they're like, well, I can get a ZX10R for 18. Why would I buy a ZX10R? Where the R1 versus the R1M? Maybe you can talk about that, maybe even better than I can, because I'm trying to get the flagships of all the bikes, but when it really comes down to like the real specific questions, I'm just not as well versed on it. So maybe you can, because I think you have an R1, don't you? Have an R1, right?
I have
you have a regular R1.
R1, R1M as well, but the R1 is, just a normal.
Yeah.
It's really, again, is just the biggest thing is the aesthetics.
Okay. The
suspension. I think your average rider won't really notice.
Doesn't
it
make
much.
a sense. Maybe just go with the R1, because
somebody that's a little more seasoned.
Yeah.
And wants to have a flagship of each bike. 100% worth it, in my opinion.
That's why I did it. But I can't.
If you guys also go and try and price out the full bodywork for just the R1M, you're talking probably $5,000 to $10,000 MSRP. So
once you look at it,
it's.
Then
you talk about going to upgrade Olin suspension. You're talking $2,500 to $3,000 on the front, another $15,000. Right. Now those are fully adjustable suspensions.
Correct.
But your average person is not going to have
So when you start looking at cost, a lot of times if you can just buy it all up front, it may make sense. It just depends on what your ultimate goals are. For me, I just wanted to have the flagship bike, but then from there we took the flagship, and then as you can see, we've done a shit ton to it. So really at the end of the day, it's just personal preference. But realistically, an R1, it really comes down to budget. Sometimes, like with my Ducati V4, I took a base model bike because it allowed us to do all the upgrades for it. It allowed us to add the dry clutch and then have a lot more fun modding it because there was a lot more things to do. So just something to think about.
Yeah, I think on Ducatis, it's like a $10,000 difference, right? $10,000-$15,000.
Oh yeah, it's a huge difference. But a lot of people end up taking the electronic suspension off of those. So it just depends on what your goals are. I'm not trying to spend your money. My whole goal is I don't know everything. I lean on Alex a lot. You guys wouldn't even believe the amount of texts and late night phone calls. I know I bugged the crap out of him, but again, he's the expert. I just report back on what I want, and then he steers me in the right direction. The bike's looking beautiful. I love what we've done. Sounds like after this conversation, there's some more things I may be able to do with porting the heads. I know that more on cars, but with the motorcycles, I'm still learning a little bit. But I think the biggest thing is we're gonna ride this thing home and we give you a point of view like I did with the CBR and give you the direct feedback. But all in all, I think the extra downforce that we're gonna get from the wings.
That might help your stability up top.
It will, because one thing I noticed on the top end, it felt real light. I didn't love that, because when you're going from like the M1000 or my my Ducati, that thing is like planted to H2. Yeah. This one was over 170. It was just a little too light for me, so I'll be able to report back directly on that. I was gonna do a couple pulls on this. It's been a couple years since we put it on the dyno. It's also a lot cooler in here, so I remember last time we did the dyno, it was over 100 degrees, so.
Check tire pressure, might be low, but it can go higher. If I keep running it, 187 is still good. It's a lot louder, wide open than just idle, like ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's that thing. Like it's significantly louder.
Idle's nice and calm.
Yeah, that cross-plane engine just got a very distinct sound. I don't know what it is. This bike is just smooth like butter. It's like my Cadillac. It's comfortable, but it just rolls out. But man, when it shifts, it has that. I don't know what that is, but it hits you in your chest. Hopefully you guys can hear that in the video. It's pretty intense. Alex, I appreciate your time going through it as usual.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna give you a point of view ride home. Stay tuned. Let's get it. We got the winglets, we got the belly pan. We ran it on the dyno. It's making 187 wheel horsepower, which is incredible. The winglets should definitely help on the high end. So at the track, just at higher speeds, it was feeling a little light. So we got the Yamaha factory winglets. They look cool, but there is function, so form and function. This thing is smooth like butter. I always tell everyone it's like my Cadillac CT5V. If you've never ridden one of these with the electronic suspension, I mean, it just literally is just so smooth. It shifts smooth, it rides smooth. It's just super comfortable. You know, I do have 14 motorcycles, but I appreciate all the differences because they're all a little bit different. They all have a little different of a vibe. But with this one, man, there's just something about this. It's just so comfortable and smooth. But then when you want to get busy and you want to get after the, you know, like I said, if we're going to take it to a track day, we'll be pushing it. But if you also just want to go and cruise around, similar to what we're doing here on the way home, it's just a pleasure to ride. It doesn't have any weird aggressive, you know, rider position. It is a sport bike, but all in all, this thing feels great. Oh, this thing shifts great. I had Alex at Texas Superbikes did the tune. I have a full Akrapovic exhaust. We did the long can on this. Some of my bikes have the shorty can. It has a really nice exhaust note. It's not terribly loud. It's actually pretty quiet at idle. But then, as you guys heard on the dyno, when you shift, it has that, just hits you right in your chest. Upgrading the brakes was the biggest thing that I will tell you they need. And I think on the 25s, the R1 actually has Brembos and the R1M doesn't. Not exactly sure what the thought process was on that, but anyway, we did the nickel plated Brembos on this and they look great. The feel of them is another thing too. It's got a progressive brake pull, so there's a lot of feel. Again, that's more for the track where you can progressively keep pulling on the brake for trail braking. I will say adding the quick shifter on this helped quite a bit as well. Just made it that much smoother. What do you guys think of the cross-plane engine sound? I like it. It's very different. I would say in my head the most iconic motorcycle sound is an inline 4. Just that super high pitch Formula 1 sound. Crossplane just has a very unique sound. When you hear one, you know exactly what it is. Outside of Yamaha, I don't know if anyone uses a crossplane. Maybe you guys can tell me in the chat or in the comments below. I lived in Florida for a few years, 2 different times, and tell you what, the sunsets in Florida were amazing, but I'm gonna tell you, I think Texas has some pretty spectacular sunsets as well. As the sun continues to drop, the sky's gonna turn magenta. It's so hot right now that there really aren't any clouds. It's more of a haze. You know, the whole discussion of R1 versus R1M, to be honest with you, I don't necessarily know if it's worth it. The reason I went with the R1M is I really wanted to have the flagships of all the brands. That's kind of what this thing has turned into. But the amount of money that I put into this after I bought it, I think even just going with an R1, there would have been a lot of things I would have still had to upgrade, so I don't really know if I'm ahead. I think maybe you guys have heard, but Fastlane D, he's 250 pounds, big muscle guy, so with him, his sheer weight, the electronic suspensions have failed him. I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't necessarily have to spend the money if you don't want to. Me, I wanted the R1M because it's the flagship, point blank. The Rizoma mirrors are great, they look great. There's like a trick to positioning your elbow when you're trying to use them. You kind of like have to do like a chicken wing to fly your arm out. Or you can tuck your elbow in to look further outside. But I have them pretty much on all the bikes except 2. It is just under 100 degrees. Not as humid today, so it actually feels comfortable. Believe it or not, it actually feels nice. I think I'm just finally getting calibrated to this Texas heat after about 8 years now. I'm originally from Ohio, Midwest. Another bike that shifts really smooth that you really wouldn't expect is the Kawasaki H2 is like butter as well. That thing amazes me. I know we've got content of that one coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And all, this R1M is just an absolute dream. So chill, just so comfortable. The exhaust note again is cool. The crossplane just, it's got its own vibe. I will say that now that I'm kind of going slower, the electronic throttle takes a while to smooth out. It's just touchy. It really requires you to be smooth on the throttle because man, it'll jerk you quite a bit. But feel that? Just like butter. Love it. couple things that we did on this bike that I forgot to talk about is we integrated the turn signals into the front. There's daytime running lights on this, and those are what we use for the turn signals. I get a lot of people asking me about the R7 and the R9s. I haven't ridden them. I don't really think I'm interested in any of those products. I had a 2006 R6 back in the day, and I think it was right when they did the body change. And then the following year they updated the R1 into 2007, and that's when it had like the dual undertail exhaust. I also did the Akrapovic exhaust on that as well, the titanium. Well, they hit the ball out of the park on this crossplane engine. It's just so different. But like I was saying, if you got an R6, personally I think you just go to R1. But maybe I'll jump on one of those R7s or R9s just to see what they're about. I'm not saying that I'm anti them, but the reason those exist is because Europe is so strenuous on the emissions and all that stuff. The overall vibe of this motorcycle is the power's there where you need it. It's got the torque, it's got the sound, it's got the look that you want, but it's just such an enjoyable bike to ride. I can honestly say there's some in my collection that I like more than others, but this one is just, every time I get on it I just forget how smooth it is. And I've done a lot of upgrades on this because investing in this bike made a lot of sense to me. But pretty much everywhere I could add carbon fiber I have. Just on this quick ride home, I will say I noticed that the winglets definitely help. There's a couple times I kind of got into the throttle and it felt more planted, so they are functional. I may actually take this to the track, Eagle Canyon. We got another track day coming up, so I may take the ZX6 and this. We'll see. If you have never ridden an R1 with the crossplane engine, you're missing out. This thing is absolutely lovely to ride. I don't think I'm ever going to sell this. I think I'm going to keep it. I don't know, at this point I don't really foresee myself selling this. But please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see. I know you guys like bikes like I do, so I'm just going to continue to keep posting content and really just bringing it to you. No fluff, just it is what it is. Catch you guys soon. Peace.